Hi, my name is Marcia. If you're new to this channel, what's going on? And if you've been here before, I've missed you so much. Welcome back. On this channel, I like to go in depth about different topics such as womanhood, cosmetics, beauty, weight maintenance, weight loss, weight gain, stuff like that. So if that interests you, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and be sure to check out my other videos, okay? All right, so let's get into today's topic. As young girls, some of us wanted to be in the fashion industry in some sort, as we saw the girls standing tall as they glide down the runway, living the life of luxury, wearing name brand, designer clothes, a new city every night, parties, being a part of the prestige elite beauty of all beauty girls. It's one thing to be in a music video or on a TV show, but it's another thing to be at the top of the fashion industry. Models are looked at as the ultimate it girl, but there's another side to the popularity in catwalks. As we watch shows like America's Next Top Model, not only did we see how powerful, strong, and hardworking the girls were, we also saw things such as the critiques, the extreme pressure to be perfectly imperfect, and the harsh, drastic situations these women were put in to show their determination and work ethic. According to Lone Wolf Mag, studies show 60% of girls aged 15 to 18 want to become a model or actress. I tried to find other sources for statistics, but I was unable to find a true consensus of how many young girls actually wanted to be models. But from the beauty standards that's currently being circulated on social media, I know that there is a population of girls, young women, who want to be accepted as the social standard of beauty. If you're wondering what it takes to be a fashion model who travels the world, walking the catwalk in Milan, Paris, and New York, an interesting face only plays a very small part in your progression. Here are the rules. Yeah, at least 5'9", late teens to early 20s are generally more accepted. Camera readiness, confidence, personality, professionalism, collaboration, and most of all, being skinny. However, there's much more that meets the eye. The biggest challenges with models is the enormous pressure to be skinny. Regular skinny is vastly different than model skinny. Instead of doing the basics of weight management, which is working out, eating in moderation, and living a healthy lifestyle, some models opt for a different approach, such as prolonged lists of fasting, crash diets, over-exercising, and eating disorders just to maintain their position in the industry. And with such drastic measures, the mental health of models slowly start to deteriorate, as well as an increase in anxiety, depression, and a negative perception of self. According to nationaleatingorders.com, approximately 10% of people globally have an eating disorder, and 81% of fashion models reported having a BMI classified as underweight and face significant pressure to lose weight. Most of the time, when you think of an eating disorder, you think of undereating, when in reality, if you overeat, that's classified as an ED as well, but it's not really talked about as much, It's only magnified when people, don't eat as much, but if you eat a lot, that's also an ED. It's way more prevalent than people would like to admit though. The inability to control what you eat is a problem, and the ability to restrict yourself from any sort of calories is also a problem.
I'm determined to be a model, and if I have to be skinny to be a model, I will be.
Since we now understand more people than not struggle with their weight and eating habits, let's see how models handle the societal pressure of weight standards.
I kind of went to this really, really low place where I just couldn't eat, just kind of lost a lot of weight from that. And then when I went into my agency and I took digitals, I got all these options. Was when I was the sickest I've ever been.
According to worldmetrics.org, 55% of models face pressure to take part in nude or semi-nude photo shoots. There are stories upon stories of past industry models sharing their unfortunate and unpleasant experiences with either a director, photographer, casting agent.
Like that, people kind of groom you, touch you in certain ways. The director will come up and stroke your hair run their fingers across your elbow, and you know what they're trying to suggest.
If you speak up about your experience, you are shunned from the industry, never to be heard from again or change your entire career path. This side of the industry is dismissed and rarely spoken about enough because we're fascinated with the glitz and the glam. Never do we actually see what goes on behind the scenes. Not all models endure this type of treatment. However, everything that glitters is absolutely not gold. When we see supermodels like Tyra Banks speak about her experience in the industry, of course she's experienced failures and judgment from other agencies, sure. However, Tyra often mentioned how her mother was her biggest support system, but in reality, how many parents can afford to travel the world and be by their child's side every step of the way, you know? That's more of a luxury to have your mother or a person, a part of your family who actually cares about you and is there for you, who is there to make the best decisions for you. Tyra had a manager who actually had her best interest at heart, her mother. When speaking to W Magazine in 2018, Tyra says, "Yeah, my mom always taught me to love my body, and she's always been here for me." As we dive more into the modeling industry, there seems to be a pattern. Young girls and women who enter the industry with a close, protected, supportive team usually end up in a much better position than those navigating their careers alone or with a modeling agency who may or may not have their best interests at heart. As social media became more utilized in our daily lives, reports of sexual harassment and abuse began to rise. According to Harper's Bazaar, photographers and directors accused of such behaviors were dropped for certain gigs as multiple models came forward. Abuse from fashion assistants, junior staff, and other persons in power were exposed through Instagram, and yet not enough is being done with the day-to-day operations within the industry. Not only do prospective aspiring models on the outside looking in want to emulate the perception of beauty that's being bestowed on young men and women in the industry, but they also aspire to live the life of what they see from other top models without truly understanding the physical demands, health concerns, and dangers that may or may not be attached to the job. Long, tiring hours, strenuous work conditions, constant travel, invasion of privacy, as well as always obliging to what's required. You really can't say no. Like, you really can't say what you are and are not comfortable with, or what you will and will not do. That's typically reserved for the top models who have paid their dues to the industry. But when you're just starting out or you're trying to get your foot in the door, you kind of have to accept any kind of mistreatment that is given to you, which is very, very sad. And like I said, not all women go through such like painful experiences in the industry, but more times than not, your experience will not be like honky-dory, perfect, whatever, you know? Not only do prospective models on the outside looking in want to emulate the perception of beauty that's being bestowed on young men and women in the fashion industry, but they aspire to live the life of what they see from other top models without really understanding the physical demands, health concerns, and dangers that may or may not be attached to the job. The well-being of models is put on the back burner. Who cares if you have to shave off your eyebrows for a photo shoot? Who cares? Who cares if you catch pneumonia when you're out there in the middle of the snow or freezing cold temperatures while water is being splashed on you, as long as their vision is met, right? As of late, some fashion houses are becoming more and more responsible for the message that they're pushing. The current standard of beauty is promoting more body positivity, ethical and diverse practices that expand opportunities for marginalized groups to create a more positive industry. The standard of beauty is now based around the individual's individuality versus the industry standard of beauty. Or is it? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Tell me your opinions. Thank you so much for watching my video. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that. Have a good day. Bye.